Honestly, deep down, I think he still loves her because this the wild boar coming towards her was the greatest opportunity for him to get out of the marriage very quickly instead of waiting 3 months. But since he shot the wild boar, now his quote misery is going to last even longer.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another review on the Review Garden.
Honestly, I do want to find out like what exactly causing them well, caused them to be so awkward with each other, because there was a time when they were lovey-dovey, just like when they you know the whole cuddling bit, right? She was like that there was a time we cuddled on a single bed, right? So, like, what caused them to drift so far apart? And there's still a part of her that loves him. He and him, on the other hand, he's like afraid of her. He's like scared of her, And whatever that thing was, the family does see that they're awkward with each other, because when he was carrying her, everybody was just so shocked to see that they were cuddling, that he was even that close to her. And when he in the beginning, he was like, he's gonna protect her, he's gonna be by her side. I think he genuinely meant that, because like when he thought that she was broke, and he was like, I have been saving 2 million a month, and like I can take care of you. I think, like, if she was broke, it wouldn't have been a problem. But the fact that she comes from money, all of the all of her responsibilities, her family, all of that played a role in their relationship um turning the way that it is. And without the proper communication, they're both like standoffish to each other. Without the proper communication, how exactly are you supposed to heal, or are you supposed to get better, right? And not to drift off on a different topic, but like there's three people so far that I do not trust. And starting with like him, he's number one that I don't trust him. I don't trust him, and I don't like him. The ex-boyfriend that they invited to the trip as well. Like, you give the people, well, those people are idiots. You give them, how much was it? $10 million? 10 million won for their dog. And then after that, because they tell you they want the dog back and return the money, you were gonna kill the dog. And then you're like, oh, that was a joke. Like, what kind of joke is that? I don't like him, and like, no, he needs to be gone. Um, Number two, the brother's wife. Like, even from the beginning, I was like, I don't trust her. When he was gonna take a picture of her, and she was like, no, don't take a picture of me because then it's gonna be in the tabloid. I'm like, no, there's something shady going on here. And then in episode 3, she's telling him that she doesn't like drinking, and then as soon as he went out of the room, she drank all the alcohol, right? I'm like, what are you doing? So there's something going on there. She's probably someone put her there or something, or but she's not genuinely his wife, right? And number 3 is the grandfather's girlfriend. I don't trust her. And like, I don't know, she just seems suspicious to me. Some but one person here, one person in the getaway, one maybe two people in the getaway that went in the getaway trip, the shooting trip. Um, they're out to probably kill the grandfather because he found that the fence was messed with and that they lured the wild boar to the track. So the grandfather was supposed to take the track that Heian was in, right? But instead she went because the girlfriend, the grandfather's girlfriend, was like, oh, she got a call from the shaman that said that, the grandfather shouldn't be out hunting. And then the wild boar went to attack Heian instead. Nah, somebody's out to get the grandfather too. So I don't know. This drama might take a turn, you know? With the end of episode 3 and they kiss. I feel like this is the first time I've seen a guy the guy is the one with his eyes left open. Normally it's the girl that like is shocked by the kiss that her eyes are open, but this time around it was him who was like just shocked that she kissed him and had his eyes open. But she kissed him because she wanted to, my guess is she wanted to try something different, right? Um because the other guy, the jerk, was like, "Oh, she's not." With her response, she wasn't confident because she gave a long answer. Um but even in her answer, he's like, "Oh, are you sure?" Because he hesitated to shoot the boar. But I'm like, you didn't even do anything to help her, right? Why didn't you run ahead and help her with the boar? You were just looking at him. Exactly as she said. You were looking at him while he was looking at her, you know? Like you didn't help. You didn't help her. So what makes you think you're better than her? I mean, you're better than him. Like I don't like him. And I'm not sure exactly if they're trying to create this love triangle or they're kind of using him to make, you know, to make him fall. They're trying to use the ex boyfriend to make him fall back in love with Heian, but it's just, he just had such a dark vibe about him. Like, I feel like this might turn into like this thriller suspense thing only because I know he's gonna probably try to kill him. So, you know, and his brothers and sisters are so annoying. Sister, I should say. I guess that's his brother, right? Um, I guess that's his brother, but not the sister's husband. Um, League, dude, why are you even going to talk to her? He when he came to visit, he said he was going to give it to her, right? He was going to give her the divorce papers. You don't even know if he did or not. You're gonna go to her job and be like, "Hey, don't divorce him." You don't even. And the brother was right. He's like, "Shouldn't we call him and let him know that we're coming?" She's like, "No, don't call him because um he's gonna try and stop us." Yeah, you shouldn't be trying to meddle in with it anyway. So now she has the text message and he was trying to delete it. But Is he going to delete it in time? That's the question. Or is she going to see it in episode 4? I get that the ex boyfriend wants her back, wants Hayen back, but it's the audacity, like, to be at their house on Saturday morning, like during the weekend. And then, like I don't know if it's just me, but like when he came down, they were already eating. Like he was there in the house. And it's like I don't know. To me it's just weird. Like you shouldn't be in his house. Well, it's not his house, but you shouldn't be in the house. She was like, "Should I go somewhere else?" And he's like, "Oh, well, we can go back to my hotel." Like, no, get the hell out of here. This is not the love story that we're looking for, you know? And then to be putting the blind down. But like this whole situation is just awkward. But, it's also he's jealous. He's jealous at the fact that they're together. And I don't know if he doesn't know how to put it into words or what, but like he's listening on the, you know, he's listening. And to me, it's like, stop acting jealous in the moments that the other guy is present. How about you show her more stuff when you guys are together? I mean, he did buy her the shoe and the sneakers, and she did wear it. So he's slowly doing these things, but it's it's funny but awkward, the situations, like the way he's acting when the other guy is around. See, and even he is telling his best friend that there's something off about him. Like there is something creepy about, like, he gives off the weird vibes, like Yoon, Mr. That's his last name. Like, because when those people with the whole dog situation, right? Um, it looked like he was the one in foster care, that he was the one that killed the neighbor's dog a long time ago. And even the parents were like, um, for someone who went through so much hardship, like he doesn't show it. There's just like something off about him, which is why I'm saying, like, this series might take a turn where he is like, trying to kill or trying to do something to hit Yin Woo, right? And then in this episode also we find out that in episode 4 we find out that she contacted a different doctor or facility, and they are going to help her, help her with her condition, and there's a 51% chance that the surgery can work and that they can treat her. So, you know, half of him is like crying every time, he sees her with Mr. Yoon, and then the other half is like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have 50 more years of this, her yelling. Honestly, I'm waiting for the part where they start communicating more, because you're 4 episodes in and the issue is the lack of communication. And it's the lack of communication on both of their parts. But they do it in a different way. Like when, or maybe not just lack of communication, but so when he was telling her that, how come when I touch your hair you yell, right? But then when he touched your hair, you didn't do anything about it. So he was like, how about you be fair and not let anyone touch your hair, right? Or yell at anyone who touches your hair. And she just walked away. But when she walked away, she was, smiling at the fact that he was, jealous about the whole situation. But for him, he's like, why didn't she say anything? Right? So he's expecting a response. He expects a response every time he talks to her, but she doesn't provide a response sometimes. And sometimes, when things are happening, she kind of drifts off, right? But we did find out that that is because of her illness. So maybe down the road, because right now I'm 46 minutes into episodes 4 and there's still 43 minutes left. Um, so maybe down the road, she'll explain to him more of, what goes on with her when she's experiencing her headaches, or when she has the illusions, or what else is wrong with her, like when she spaces out. So maybe she'll start opening up to him more about that whole situation. And then in this episode, we also find out that they lost a child. So that could have been the cause as well. If if he saw that, if he didn't see her deal with it, maybe that's the better way to phrase it. If he didn't see her deal with it, maybe she dealt with it in her own way, and maybe he felt like she didn't deal with the whole situation. Maybe that's why he's closed off, because she doesn't share her feelings. So maybe when she lost the baby, she just held everything inside, or she cried in silence. He just didn't see her do that. So maybe that's one of the reasons that caused him to, be far away from her. But when he noticed that the due date of the baby, that the baby was supposed to be, is the number for her lock screen. So I think he's kind of seeing that she still holds the baby dear. And I'm not sure, but is he sleeping in the room that the baby was supposed to be in? Or is that room still empty? I wasn't sure if that was his room or not. Probably not, because I don't know. That'd kind of be sad. I think it says a lot, the fact that Yin came to support her father in law after the sister messaged her and told her that the father's up for re-election, and that she really needed her help to come support. So, and she came and she bought a lot of food for people to enjoy. She bought gifts. I thought that was really nice of her, coming to the town, And it's also funny that she came without even, like, I mean, not that she needed to, but without Heinwu knowing of the whole situation, right? Um Also, towards the end, she found an iPod in his drawer. So she went to his house and she found the iPad. At first, I was like, whose iPad is that? Because iPod, I should say, because it's, pink and it has the H on it. And then later on in the epilogue, you find out that they actually met each other in high school. Like it was his first day going to that high school, and it was her last day going to that high school. And this was like right after her brother passed away. Um, so we got to see that they knew each other briefly in the past, right? So in episode 5, maybe it's gonna come up that, um, how do you have this iPad? I remember this. This used to be mine. Blah 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 blah. And then also, the end of episode 4, we got to see her be vulnerable with him, because when she was listening to the iPad, she, with her illness, she kind of blacked out and she doesn't know the area. So she ended up somewhere very far away. And when he came, he was looking all over for her, right? So when he finally found her, he asked her, like, what are you doing here? Where were you? Um, all that stuff. And she's like, I was just taking a walk. And then, he's kind of walking away, and she notices how sweaty he is. And, you know, she decided to be vulnerable with him in that moment. And they kind of showed you like all the light um lit up and stuff like that, maybe trying to show that she's finally gonna open up to him. And she was telling him that, she didn't know what happened, right? One second she was at his house, then the next second she woke up, she came back to herself, and she noticed that, you know she was just somewhere and she was scared. And he came back and hugged her, and you could see both of them crying. Like, this was a real tear jerker moment, because she finally let him in a little bit. So he's like understanding her. And now I'm pretty sure, he's going to keep more of an eye on her. And this is what I'm saying. Like, some of the situations, he's going to start learning that it's because of her illness that she just stares like that, right? So when her family was having that conversation and she was just not talking, not saying anything, like, part of her was probably not even in the room. She probably blacked out in that moment. So we're definitely going to see him understanding her more and understanding her situation some more, thus leading to them falling back in love again. And this wraps up our journey on The Review Garden. Thank you for joining me today as we explored this drama. If you enjoyed this reaction and review, please remember to subscribe for more insightful videos. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps our channel grow. As always, I'm truly grateful for your support and for joining me on this journey on The Review Garden. Until next time, and happy listening. Bye.